Today, who I've known for over 15 years. She's in my industry. Alicia is a full-time realtor in the Duluth Superior area since 2005. She's a Twin Cities native, but moved to Duluth in 1995 to attend college. After a 5-year career in radio just out of college, Alicia took control of her destiny when she was released from that position and has never looked back. She's consistently a top 10 real estate agent in our local area, which is an association of about 450 agents. She's currently serving on the board of directors for this area association, and I know this takes a lot of time and commitment, so thank you for doing that. Channeling her forward-thinking spirit, she's working on an invention for real estate. She didn't disclose what that is yet, so to be continued. Her hobby includes running and hiking. She's ran on several and half marathons, volleyball indoors and out, and she loves live music and events. She loves to attend concerts as much as she can possibly do. Alicia lives in Hermantown with her husband of 16 years, David, 2 kids, Fox and Faye, who are 14 and 12, her 2 dogs, Zoe, who's a beagle, and Buster, who's a 1-year-old English bulldog. Alicia's life experiences has taught her that a positive attitude and thoughtful words and actions are the best way for fulfilling life. Please help me to welcome her to speak with us today.
Thank you for that nice introduction.
You're welcome.
Nice to see you all today. Yes, today, Happy New Year. Thanks for coming. It's ridiculously cold outside. And we're going to talk about how to live an intentional life, how to be your best you in 2022. Does that sound like something we want to learn about?
Absolutely.
I think so. Absolutely. What does intentional mean? Let's talk about that. Well, the definition of intentional, something done on purpose, something done deliberate. Meaning, when you are intentional, you're choosing to make decisions and take action on what's important to you. Getting clear up front about what you want to achieve. So when we talk about living an intentional life, being clear, being focused, laser focused. What do we want out of our life? Professionally, personally, spiritually. Okay, this is what we're talking about. Okay, where's my picture? Oh no, I hope you want to come help me. You want to be my tech support? Okay, I have a picture of me here walking the stage at my college graduation, which I did not seek out for this presentation, but I just coincidentally had come across it last weekend, and sorry, it's just throwing me off my game a little bit. Anyways, so I graduated in 99, and I've always been a really, really goal-oriented person. I was like, I'm gonna finish college in 4 years, I'm gonna start right into my professional career, I'm gonna climb that corporate ladder, I'm gonna make some money, I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have babies, and I had timelines for all of it. Anyone else like that? I mean, you're just like super driven, timeline, gonna make the goals, gonna make it happen, okay? So 1999, I graduate from UMD, I decide I'm staying in town, it's time to look for a job. In 99, there I am. In 99, there is no Indeed.com. There's no internet. You go to the newspaper in 99, okay? So I look in the newspaper, and I see these lovely words, account executive for a group of radio stations in town. I love live music. I love everything about it. I loved all the description about what it was about. And so interviewed, got the job. Come to find out, I'm going to be selling radio commercials. Sounded a lot less glamorous when I described it that way than account executive, right? But it was a full-time job, it was benefits, and I loved the industry. So I went for it. And there's a lot of realtors in this room. We talk about how selling real estate is hard sometimes. Try selling puffs of air, and a completely intangible product. But I enjoyed it, I was good at it. Oh, down, okay. Okay. And so started that at late 99. Did that job for a couple years, and then I got offered an advancement to be a sales manager of 3 of the radio stations in town. And I really, really loved that position. I was good at it. I managed some people. It was a pay raise. It was more responsibility, and I really enjoyed that spot. And I was really content and happy. I mean, not content. I was happy. I was really happy with where I was at in my life. I was hitting my goals. Okay. And not only that, but I got to do some really cool things. I got to meet some really cool people. To meet Toby Keith, Alice Cooper. Are you kidding me? Blake Shelton, Taylor Swift, Keith Urban, Brad Paisley. Some of these pictures are post my radio days because my husband is still in radio, but I thought they were fun to show. So I'm living the dream, okay? It's great. do that job for a couple years, and then in 2004, my general manager abruptly left. And the owner of the company came to me and said, "We want you to be the GM." I'm like, me? I'm 25 years old at the time. I was going to be the youngest person in a radio rated market anywhere in the US at that time. And it was gonna be the 6 stations in Duluth, and then the 6 stations in Hibbing. So I'm gonna manage 12 stations, 70 some people, 25 years old. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I didn't have the confidence, but they assured me I was gonna have all of the support in the world. They assured me they were gonna train me, they were gonna be there for me, and everything was gonna be great. And I was like, well, it matches my goals of wanting to keep climbing the corporate ladder, so what do I have to lose? This is what I felt like in that position. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I survived for 1 year in this position, and every day the chains got shorter and they got thicker and they got heavier, and I hated it. Not to mention, my now husband was my boyfriend at the time, and I became his boss when I took this position. Anyone worked or managed their SO before? Like, that doesn't stay at work, it goes home. So not the stressors of work, and then what that did to my personal life, and this is what I felt like every day. But I didn't feel like I had a way or a reason or to leave that. I just thought, well, I just need more training. I just need more experience. I just need to do this more, and it will get better, is how I felt, okay? In the meantime of that year, I'd had a salesperson that became a really good friend of mine, and she left the radio station and went into real estate. Her name's Shelly. Shelly would come bebopping in. Hey, Bossarama. That's what she called me, Bossarama. Hey, Bossarama, want to go to lunch today? Because she's a realtor. She can do whatever she wants. She can manage her own schedule. I'm like, no, I can't. Here's me. I can't leave. And I hated it. I hated it. It was the worst year of my life, probably. And about a year into it, all the suits came in town. I fondly call them the suits. I don't mean anything mean about that, but it was all men, okay? So it was all the suits came into town from Green Bay. And coincidentally, that same day, my husband, then boyfriend, his dad had a massive heart attack. And so I was like, I gotta go. I don't know why you're here, other than monthly meeting stuff, but I can't be here. Went to go be with Dave. His dad is fine, survived the heart attack, still alive today. But I came back to the office later that night, and they were still there, and they said, Alicia, we have to have a talk. We know that you are struggling. We know that you're not happy. We know that this isn't a good fit, but we really value what you bring to the table with this company, and we really appreciate your skills. So we would love for you to stay here as the director of sales, and we're gonna bring in a new general manager from the Sheboygan market. At that time, I didn't know that I was going to say that I was gonna quit, okay? So they said that to me, and I said, you know what, thanks, but actually I think I'm gonna resign. And I don't know if any of you have ever experienced physical invisible weight coming off of your body when you release something so stressful in your life, but it was like, whoa, like it came off my shoulders. The moment I said that, I had no idea what I was gonna do, but I just knew that was the kick in the tail I needed to make a change that I needed to do in my life, to do something different. I was not lining up with who I was in here, other than enjoying meeting all the fun people, like that was cool. But it was the push that I needed to make a change. So I felt that release. It was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I gotta go figure something out. So went home that night and I called my dear friend Shelly and I said, tell me about real estate. I had already taken classes of architecture in high school, so I've always appreciated architecture and real estate. I had already bought a property where I was renting out the other half, so that was paying my mortgage, so I understood the financial lucrative aspects of real estate. So I'm like, tell me more. So, but it's scary, you know, you don't make any money if you don't sell a house, and I was leaving a fairly comfortable position for being 25 years old, but I went for it. Within a couple months, had got all my classes done and helped transition into GM. It was a very amicable, very good separation. They were very good to me all the way to the end. I can't say enough good stuff about the people of that company. But then it's time to figure out where I'm gonna start selling real estate. Shelly says, well, come with me over here. There's me, look at me, it's just a little pup, 2005. So, Forefront Realty, Sherry Vinci. I don't know how many of you know Sherry Vinci. She's an amazing lady. And that's where my friend Shelly was working at the time. And she said, come to Forefront. Sherry's amazing. I'm like, perfect. So I go there, and Shelly leaves like a week later and goes to a different company because she moved. But that was okay. I knew that Sherry was a good mentor for me. I knew how to sell. I just needed to learn how to sell homes. And she was a really, really awesome mentor. I sold 14 houses in my first 6 months. I shadowed her everywhere. I was like, yes, this is what it feels like to be doing something that you really love to do and that you're really, really passionate about. And I have felt that way 16 plus years later. Like the energy and what resonates in here it's a beautiful place to be. So I worked for Sherry for about a year. Well, her office was in Esco. I lived in Duluth. I knew eventually that I wanted to move to a Duluth company because if I start with my office being in Esco, then my territory of where I'm showing homes is even that much further south, and that got a little bit long. And so about a year after working for Sherry, I was trying to figure out how I was going to tell her that I wanted to move to a Duluth company. I didn't know which one yet. And I didn't know, but she was also trying to figure out a way to tell me that she was going to shut her doors because her kids were little at the time and she wanted to spend some time being mom. And so it was beautiful timing of us both agreeing that we had a beautiful relationship, but it was time to do something different. So then I thought, well, where am I gonna go work? At this point, I'm a year in the business. I'm like, I want to be among the best. If I want to be among the best, I need to work with the best. I need to surround myself with the best. I need to immerse myself with those people. And in my mind at that time, I'm like, well, most of the top producers work at Messina. But I don't know if any of you have ever met Frank Messina. But my impression of him at that time was like, I don't get it. I don't get why all these people work for him. I just didn't see it. But I was like, well, there's something to it because all of these top producers that I want to learn more from, I have so much more to learn. They're all there. So let's figure this out. So I thought, well, I better interview 2 other places. So I got it narrowed down to 2. It was working at Messina and 1 other place. And the runner-up place, I won't mention who it is, but I called them and I said, so if I decide to come and work here for you, you've got a spot for me? And the level of enthusiasm I got back was, yeah, sure, yep, we can make room for you. Great. I call Frank, Alicia, what's it gonna be? Are you coming to Messina or not? Oh my gosh, then I was like, I get it. I get why people are so magnetized to this man with that kind of enthusiasm. I thought, I want to be by that every day. I want to learn how to be more like that for my coworkers and the people that I love in my life and my colleagues. Yep, I'm going to Messina. And I haven't looked back since. Still with my Messina family. Absolutely, absolutely love them. So, it's 2006. Life's good. I'm making money. I get married. I have a couple kids. Everything is going according to life plan again. Back on track. And then 2013 happens. 2013 was a really tough year for me for a lot of reasons. One being I very tragically lost my 19-year-old niece, which I can't talk about because I won't get through it. But the other thing that happened is that I was at the Boston Marathon. For those of you that remember the Boston Marathon in 2013 is when the bombs happened. So I did not run the race. My sister-in-law ran the race. And for those of you that know anything about running, it's a really big deal to run Boston. You gotta qualify, it's a really, really big deal. And she made it. She qualified running grandmas. And I was like, well, I'm coming to support you. So I ran the 5K the night before. That was enough for me that year. And she did the race. Everything was great race day. She got through the chute. We're on Boylston Street. We were at the finish line. And she runs through, yay, Lisa, woo! And then we're like, okay, we gotta run around this building and get around this corner and get back over to the chute where it is over there so that we can meet up with Lisa. We got around half block, around the corner, got, like a block away, okay, from where the ending was. And the first bomb went off. And at that time, 9/11 was still in a lot of our heads. And I was next to a glass building that everything shook. And so at that time, I thought a plane hit the building. It was so loud. And the building shook, and it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. And I don't know if you've ever been in a crowd of people where, and I mean, even though we're outside, we were like shoulder to shoulder, where everybody goes silent, but that's what happened. Mm-hmm. And then the second bomb went, which was very shortly after, and still, like, I'm looking up thinking, what building has been hit? Then you start hearing the sirens, and we don't see, we're around the corner, so we don't see what's going on. But we knew that we didn't know if there was going to be more explosions. We didn't know what was happening. We just knew that we had to get out of there. And while I'm trying to, and I'm very much a like, figure it out, like take care of the solution, you know, and so I was like, we gotta go. I was with my sister-in-law who ran, I was with her daughter, who was a young teenager at the time, and my other sister-in-law. And Tessa, my niece, I'll call her my niece, my husband's niece, she thought that we were being attacked by chemical warfare. And so she was like, but we're okay, right? But we're okay, we're okay. And she kept saying, we're okay. And I'm like, yeah, look at us. Like, I didn't understand what she was saying. I'm like, look at us, we are okay. And so I was like, oh, I gotta take charge and I gotta get out of here. So we got back to the hotel. I mean, the rest kind of unfolds from there. You know, you don't, with any incident that large, you don't know till you know what it was. So we start learning more and all that stuff. That event, you guys, changed me forever. My ability to be able to be into a social situation like completely unguarded is gone forever. So you guys thought I was going to talk more about my career, but this really was more impactful to me than anything else. And it changed. I had to do a lot of work to get comfortable out in public again. So I would, going to concerts, forget about it. Going to movies, forget about it. Anywhere where it was like a situation where I was in an enclosed room, when I was able to start doing that, I was always looking where the exits were. I'm always like paying attention, you know, have my face facing the door like that. That will probably never go away. I had to do a lot of inner work to get to the point where I am, and I still get the triggers. The last concert I went to before COVID hit, it happened there. We were in this small venue in the cities, and it's like, bam, it just hits you. And it's crippling, it's debilitating. So what I have evolved and learned from and discovered through all of my inner work is that we can't control other people, we can't control circumstances, we can't control life events, global pandemics. What we can control is our attitude and our activity, right? Those are the only things that we have the ability to control in what we're doing. And so I take that spirit and that mentality with what I do now, living my intentional life with everything that I do, personal, professional, spiritual, attitude and activity. It's the only things that we can control. So I'm turning this around now to you. Like how, I'm gonna give you like my list of to-dos of things that I think that you can take learning from these experiences, or the things that I've discovered that work well for me, to how to translate this to live your best life and be your best you in 2022. First, I want to talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness became a buzzword like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. Like we've all heard this word. Maybe some of you practice it. The definition of mindfulness: a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. Okay, so with no judgment is the key words there, with no judgment. So when we think about how do you want to live your best life, I want you to take a moment right now and think about who are you spending your time with? Where are you at in your career? Where are you at spiritually? And are you happy with that? Don't judge yourself for your feelings that evoke from that moment, but how does that feel when you think about those things? And if those feelings don't resonate with you or don't feel good to you, don't judge yourself for it, but that would probably be a really good place to start, okay? Just focusing on where you're at in your life, practicing some mindfulness. There are so many books and things you can do to explore learning more about mindfulness that I don't have time to go into today. But that would be a really good place to start. Set goals. This one isn't a surprise to anybody. We all know the importance of setting goals, but get clear on your goals. Again, I would make them personally, professionally, spiritually, and get clear on them, but have some understanding that they can change, right? Things that are outside of our control might happen, and we might have to do an about turn and do something different, and that's okay. Or we might set a goal and we don't quite hit it, but that's okay. But get clear on what you want your goals to be and write them down statistically. Anyone know the statistic? I should know this, but statistically, you are way more likely to reach your goals if you write them down, okay? And how I write them down, how I learned to write them down is I write them down present tense. So say you have a financial goal this year. It's not I want to make or I am going to make. You say, I make X amount of dollars this year. Or if you sell a certain product or you want to meet so many new clients, say I meet this many new clients. I sell this many new widgets this year, whatever it is, but say it present tense, write it down, present tense, and then afterwards write the words, this or something better. Kind of welcomes even more things to happen, right? Post them, make them visual, vision boards, put them on your mirror. I love vision boards. I do the big poster board, and the things I want to strive to achieve for the year, I cut out images or magazines and internet and that kind of stuff, and I make it visible. Surround yourself with positivity and positive people. People are either a motor or an anchor to you in your life. What do I mean by that? People either hold you down or push you forward, okay? Think about the people that you're spending your most quality time with. Are they motors or anchors to your life? Think of how you are to other people. Are you a motor or an anchor to somebody else? I think we all need to surround ourselves with some motors. You'll need one. If you have more than one, you're blessed beyond measure. Find yourself a Frank Messina. Find yourself somebody that is just like so inspiring to you and so excited for you to achieve your goals that they're as happy as you are. And if you're struggling to find that person, call me. I'll be that person for you. I would love to. I don't mind being that person to as many people that need me. That's what brings me joy. So find yourself a motor and have an accountability partner. Have somebody that helps you to get your goals. Eat that frog. So when I was training, it's so funny that I got the John Maxwell book because so in my radio days, it was a lot of Brian Tracy, John Maxwell for my leadership stuff, Zig Ziglar, and this book, Brian Tracy. Anyone, who's all familiar with this book? Decent amount of you? Okay, not a lot of you. Okay, it's a great book. Eat that frog. What does that mean? If you start your day and you eat a frog in the morning, the rest of your day hopefully is going to go better after that, right? Do what you dread the most first, and the rest should get easier after that. Do the hard phone call, the hard conversation, the project deadline, the whatever it is. For me, it's exercise. Like, I found if it's an exercise day for me and I don't do it in the morning, I spend more time thinking about it throughout the day than it actually took me to do the workout. Any of you guys like that? Like, it takes so much headspace to do the thing that you dread to do. So get up and do it first, and then you got that momentum for the rest of the day. Eat your frogs. Let go of things that don't serve your highest good. What I mean by that particularly is talking about regret. We all have it, right? We all regret things that we said or didn't say or do or didn't do, and you hang on to it, and it's so heavy. It's so dang heavy to hang on to regret, and it's so silly that we do it. If you have something going on in your life that you're regretful about, if it's something you need to make amends or make right in some way, do it. I get emotional about it. Clearly, I hang on to someone's fault, but do it and be sincere about it and move on. Let it go, you guys, let it go. It's so heavy to hang on to. It's not worth it. Life is too short. Use visual reminders. What do I mean by this? Some of you probably have like a little positive, inspirational thing that you keep on your desk, or maybe you look at memes every day, or you see something on Insta or whatever. I have two. I have this tattoo that says strength. I got this tattoo a couple years ago with my friends, a couple of my BFFs, Shelly being one of them, my friend back from radio, to remind ourselves that we are strong women. And if we're not feeling it, I have a visual reminder that I am, and if I'm still not feeling it, I can go to my girls and get my strength from them until I need to build it back up within myself. So this is one of my visual reminders. My other one is this silver bracelet that I have. None of you know, maybe Tatiana does, none of you know that I have a little message inside of this silver bracelet. I'm going to warn you, there's a swear word, I'm not going to actually say it. But it says, keep effing going. Keep going, okay? This is my reminder to myself to keep going, no matter what, keep going. If we're in an icky spot, if I'm in a situation where something triggers me and I'm back in my Boston mind, I keep going because I can control my attitude and I can control my activity, and I know it's not going to stay there forever, right? So have yourself some visual reminders. When in doubt, dance it out. Music is a mood changer, right? Can we all agree? For me, it's Pitbull Radio on Pandora. Okay? Whatever it is, but if you need to change your mood, find something and play it loud and proud. I'm talking something that's like, you know, like something that's going to get the rum shaking. Like, enough said there. Music's a mood changer. Pay it forward. It feels so good to do good. And it doesn't have to be monetary, right? If you can do something monetary and give to a charitable donation, awesome. But it doesn't have to be. Hold the door open for somebody. Give a kind compliment to somebody. What a beautiful blouse you're wearing. You know, as long as it's sincere, if you really believe it. But it feels so good to do good. And most times that can cost you nothing. I texted my friend Shelly to let her know that I was doing this speech today and that I was talking to her about it. And she sent me all these heart emojis back. And I was like, See, that was like so wonderful to just give her that beautiful exchange, right? So pay it forward, whatever that is, time, volunteer work. And lastly, have grace. We are all doing the best we can, right? Life's hard. Any of you currently raising kids and working, or have successfully raised kids into adults while working? Whoa, it's hard. I just got a really crappy phone call from the dean of students about my 14-year-old right before the meeting. That was fun. Kicked out of choir. But we're all doing the best we can. So have some grace. My gosh, don't beat yourself up. Life's too short. If you misstep from your path, you can rewrite your story anytime you want. Pick yourself up, keep going, move forward, and forgive yourself. So I thought I would end here. I'm going to share my goals with you because I like accountability. If you see me in future meetings, or if you see me out and about, ask me how I'm doing on my goals. I would love the accountability. Notice I wrote them current tense, present tense. I'm a top 10 realtor in the market, continuing with that. My invention, which I don't get to talk about because it's a provisional patent pending right now, but I want serious progress with that by October 1. I ran 2 races this year. I don't know what they are yet. I don't need to. Doesn't matter. Pick up my guitar and practice a couple times a week because that's my way to use a different side of my brain. And exercise is important to me. Okay, I'm going to leave you with 2 quotes. I recognize that I'm probably standing here talking to you guys, and some of you are sitting in your chair going, I'm in a really icky spot right now. I'm appreciating what you're saying, Alicia, but I am not where you are at. And that's okay. And so if that's you, this is for you. If you saw the size of the blessing coming, you would understand the magnitude of the battle that you are fighting. For those of you that were here last month when Jenny Viken spoke and shared her personal story, oh, that was emotional, wasn't it? She is taking that experience in her life, and look what she's going to be able to do moving forward and how many people she's going to be able to impact and help and empower. That was her, her situation that she was in there, her battle that she was fighting. So we all have them at different times, but know that there's something bigger and better coming. I really do believe that everything happens with its divine timing, purpose, everything. This last quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. This is how I remind myself to live every day. I talk to people and they're like, oh my gosh, you've done a marathon, I could never do that. Well, yeah, you couldn't if you act like that. Like, you say you can't, you can't. How about saying, I wonder how I could? Or better yet, I can, okay? That's how we're gonna set our goals. That's how we're gonna think about them. That's how we're gonna then write them out in present tense, this or something better. Have your visual reminders, keep going, and I really hope you have your best year yet. Thank you.
Thank you so much.